Hello everybody, I'm going to be starting a draft here, a Origins Swiss draft. Just got in queue, and hopefully we'll get everybody in here pretty quickly. Get our packs open, get them cracked, and hopefully do well in our Swiss event. I'm going to be probably doing drafts once a week. It may not be, on the exact same day, but if you're on the Dice&Decks channel and you're checking us out for the drafts, definitely leave me feedback, comments, concerns if it's that bad. All those other things. I changed the audio settings a little bit on my mic, so hopefully that helps. There were some comments that I was a little bit quiet on certain things. So let's get to our packs. Or our pack, I suppose, singular to begin with. Well, we open a Dwynen. Dwynen is pretty good. 3/4 reach for 4. Definitely good with the Elves strategy, which this does have quite a few. And whenever it attacks, I get a life for each attacking elf. So she attacks, I think it's a she, get 1 life, and I have other elves get more life. Puts us into green, maybe green-black, which is fine. There is the Fire Impulse, Stalwart Aven. The rare is good though, so we're gonna go ahead and do that. Crowan Sergeant is still good. Cruel Revival could be the pick over Dwynen. That's probably on par. Fire Impulse, probably not as good as Dwynen, but we're just going to go ahead and take the rare, and hopefully green is underdrafted a little bit, I think. So I'm hoping that, we can make that, make that an advantage for us, starting off with green. So we could try like the Citadel Castellan. Splash White, very good card. Not an elf, obviously, but doesn't have to be because it's just awesome. Hopefully get a Rock Smellers back, maybe. Thopter Engineer is really good. Lightning Javelin is really good. Could have had 2 red removal spells, but I know you don't want to jump into 2 colors right away early in a pack, but it is a green color, a green card. Maybe if we have to splash or something we can, but I definitely want to see if we can make it work because it's really good. Got a green removal spell here, which is awesome. Trying to keep an eye on any signals that may be passed. A couple okay red cards, not great. Hitchclaw Recluse is okay. Husk is alright. Apparently nobody plays Displacement Wave. I don't know if that's right or not. It looks like it could be a blowout in the right situation. I mean, you play a big creature, all their creatures are smaller, and then you bounce them. It's not bad. Play it for 2 blue mana and X = 0 to get rid of all Thopter tokens or Goblin tokens, like Dragon Fodder. Still pretty good. But we are in the removal colors of green, so we're going to take the Wild Instants. So here we have the choice of not a green pick, but Separatist Void Mage is probably strongest card, followed by the Deadbridge Shaman. Green, black is generally the Elf's color. Says there's one here, Rope Trapper. So that would lead me to Deadbridge Shaman, but I think Separatist Void Mage is much stronger than the Shaman or the Bloodsucker, the Thunderclap Wyvern. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna go with the Void Mage because the bounce is really good. Still not married to any color. I would like to play green with the, 2 cards we started off with, which we're definitely gonna go with the Leaf Gilder. 5th pick Gilder is pretty good. There's another elf. This is an elf. There's another elf in black, but maybe we'll get Timberpack Wolf. We can start collecting those. Play some Pokemon, but Leaf Gilder and Sharding Mist is good. You can make Sigil and Empty Throne good, but it's not good by itself, unfortunately. I'm just hoping to maybe see if we can get some of those Timberpack Wolves, but Gilder is right what we're looking for. And when you take 1 Gilder, you start taking 2. Awesome. I mean, if and when we start finding green bombs, Gilder is going to be amazing. 2 mana, 2 power, ramps. There's not anything that you could ask more for than getting, I mean, back-to-back Guilders. Pretty impressive. So here we have a choice between Read the Bones, black, which again doesn't really go well with any of our other colors we've taken, or I could stay with Might of the Masses, which elves does have a good chance to go wide. If you can make your deck, you know, as wide as possible, Might of the Masses is really good. It's a good pump spell. The Thornbow Orchard just gets outclassed, I think, even though it is an elf for Dwynen. You can try to build around rares, but you can't always guarantee that you're going to draw them, even with 40 card decks. You know, there's a good chance that you will, but you just can't guarantee it. So I think I'm gonna go with Might of the Masses, just stay green, keep cutting it, and it's a good pump spell, so you know I really can't complain. I'm pretty okay with taking the Might. Excellent. Elvish Visionary is also an elf. Also, 2-drop, draws you a card. Really awesome. Really what this deck is looking for. Really can't say too much else about it. Late Prickle Boar, late Wait, the Underworld, removal spell. Prickle Boar, obviously a pretty good aggressive red card. Angel's Tomb is okay. Bond Construct can be okay, but... So, now another really late wait. I think I'm going to take Enshrouding Mist to hedge maybe to the Citadel Castellan. You know, it's a late Enshrouding Mist is a good trick. Prevents all damage. If you get something Renown, you can, you know, untap a Renown creature like the Citadel Castellan. So I'm going to go ahead and take Enshrouding Mist there. See where we go. So here, unfortunately, you know, no green, really. I mean, Aerial Volley can be sideboard, of course, but no green. White, this is not a very good white card, the Heavy Infantry. Definitely think I'm going to go with the Eye of Light Assassin. It's very late for that card. We saw the late waits. Somebody might have jumped into black, but if we end up playing it as an elf and we were playing black, Eye of Light Assassin is really, really good, so we're going to take that. I'm happy with the Hitchclaw. Oh, sorry, I kind of went through that one kind of quickly. There wasn't much else there. I'm getting towards the end of the pack, of course, so you know the picks are not quite as impressive. But Hitchclaw Recluse, it's not aggressive, and this deck looks like it. I mean, so the weird thing about Leaf Gilder is that it can be aggressive, or you can just use it as a ramp spell to play, you know, dopey or big guys. So this deck could actually turn into an aggressive strategy. Gnarlroot Tapper, just so we do the full elf. I might end up just building the elf deck. I don't know if I've ever really seen it, but if the white doesn't work, if I get a couple Shaman in the packs, maybe we'll just do it. I'm sure it's not real great, unless you just get hooked up all the way, but who knows? Yeah, so this deck might end up being aggressive with these, and can be aggressive with these, but yeah, the Hitchclaw Recluse doesn't really fit the aggressive strategy much, but it holds back flyers. Yeah, I guess we're just gonna go black. We're gonna play Kothafed as best we can. I keep doing that. Sorry I didn't go through the rest of the pack. There was a Manor Empath that I was pretty impressed by. A few other things that I'm hoping to get back. So here's tough. I mean, we're going to get rid of the white, unfortunately. I don't really like the slug. Here's a tough pick. So Evolutionary Leap is really good, especially with an elf deck with like Visionaries, and after you get all your mana, and you don't need the Guilders, and they're not, you know, getting in. Leap lets you sacrifice it. It kills a removal spell from your opponent. Lets you filter through your deck for another creature. But there is a Reeve Soul. And the Reeve Soul is early removal. I think we're just going to go ahead with the Reeve Soul. I really want Titanic Growth, Rock Smellers, and the Leap. But Reeve Soul is kind of where it's at, so So I've never ever seen this as an option. Do you take two legendary creatures in a 40 card deck? I don't know. I mean, I'm going to. Increases our chances of getting them. I'm just going to pick as many elves as I can, but I have never seen anybody, I don't think, ever with two legendary creatures in a 40 card deck. I don't know if that's wrong, but we're going to find out. And look what we got. We got a Shaman of the Pack. The Great Aurora, even though it's a mythic, 9 mana isn't going to happen ever. Sorry, I haven't been doing the best cards. Zendikar Incarnate is really good. Hitchclaw Recruits obviously would make the deck maybe. Subterranean Scout is very good in the red aggressive strategies. But Shaman of the Pack, I mean, come on. We're going to try to build the elf deck, right? Look at all these elves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 elves? It's pretty good, right? I am just still curious what people might think of the two Dwynens. I literally have no idea if that is a good strategy or not, because you open your opening hand is 2 of them. What do you do? you know you hope you play one and it eats a removal spell and you play the other one. That's probably what you hope happens, but I have no clue. So here is the Leaf Gilder again, awesome for our deck. Ring Ward now I actually really like probably more than most. Auramancer can be very good in that sort of deck with enchantments. Alchemist Vial is good against aggressive strategies, and if you want to get in with renowned creatures, is actually pretty good. Everything else here is kind of meh, but we're definitely going to take the Gilder. So now we're sitting in a spot where we really just need big creatures, or have 5 mana removal spells. If Pharika's Disciple was an elf, I would take it in a heartbeat. But it is a Centaur Warrior, as you can see, hopefully. So I'm probably just going to go with the Unholy Hunger. It is 1 more mana, but it's a unconditional removal spell. Just it says destroy target creature, which is awesome. Pharika's Disciple, if it's against a flyer, doesn't help me. If it's something that they just don't attack with or they don't block the Disciple, it's a great card, but it's not unconditional. So Unholy Hunger is where it's going to be at. Another elf, Thornbow Archer is there, but not sure what we're going to do with that. I'm just going to keep taking Visionaries and Gilders until they stop coming around. Unfortunately, Guardians of Meletus kind of stops our little guys. Sphinx's Tutelage is dangerous because in a 40 card deck it doesn't take much to get milled out, so seeing that card is kind of scary. Watercourser is really good in blue, so that's also kind of scary, but we're on the elf plan, taking elves every day, all day. Here I think is actually the Caustic Caterpillar. Definitely not going to do the Zombie Undead Servant plan. I don't have any sack outlets to get extra value. It's the first one that I've seen. Kind of wish we got in the Timber Pack Wolves to go along with the elves, but so I'm going to do the Caustic Caterpillar in this one. Another Eyeblight Assassin. Sure. Area Volley is very good for the sideboard, and I wouldn't mind picking one up, but Eyeblight Assassin is great because it is a removal spell against like Thopters and other 2/1s and such. Or you can attack into something, have them block, and even if you lose that creature, play Eyeblight Assassin and finish off the creature that blocked. That's also a very good option to use it as a full removal spell. Doesn't work all the time, but can be pretty nice. Here I'm going to hate a Prickle Boar. Everything else is kind of just, man, the Clash of Wills is pretty powerful. And there's another counter spell in blue, but I guess here we're going to take the Rapid Bloodsucker. This is interesting. I do not know if I would rather have the Mantle of Webs or the Touch of Moonglove. I don't think I'm going to play either of them, but I guess as a sideboard, Mantle of Webs is better. Wow. Uh, that's a really late Ringward now, and actually, like I said, I like that card a lot, actually. Um, so I'm gonna take it. I actually think Ringward now is pretty good. I mean, it's not amazing, but it's pretty good. So my friend Ernie uh, has a um, oh, I'm gonna forget the name of it. Um, a +1/+1 counter, putting counter on creatures deck, and he plays the Honored Hierarch, Hardened Scales. Plays the Hardened Scales deck. He has the Honored Hierarch in it. Number one, it's not an elf. Number two, I think it's terrible. In the Hardened Scales deck, it's actually not as bad as it is pretty much everywhere else. So, not a fan. I don't have any token maker or thought makers for Chief of the Foundry, so I don't, can't take any of that. No good black cards. Only decent green card is the Vastwood Gorger. So I'm guessing I'm going to take that. Nothing here to hate, really. The Freeblade's good, Claustrophobia is good, Corroded Sergeant's good, but they're not like bombs. So we're just going to take the Gorger. So here is not an elf, but an amazing uncommon, I think. The Somberwald Alpha. Ravaging Blaze is very good. Lightning Javelin's pretty good. Night of the White Orchid can be very good. I haven't seen too many Celestial Flares going around, so let's keep an eye out for that, but it might not be as devastating as it could be. Somberwald Alpha is very good uncommon, though. Makes blocking difficult. All the 2/1s become 3/2s if you block them. Even the Visionaries, trade up with a 2/2 if I'm aggressive with them if I play that on turn 4. Or even turn 3, possibly, with our 3 Guilders. I would really like a Jaraga's Invocation, or a Dwynen's Elite, but I have not seen either of those, unfortunately. I don't know if this deck wants to Read the Bones. It's very good, but I'm trying to make the elf theme work, and Read the Bones is usually meant in a bit more of a controlling deck. But it's either that or I take Weight of the Underworld. And I know it's removal, but on turn 4, I'd rather be playing, Alpha, Instincts, or Dwynen. So I think I'm going to take the Read the Bones, kind of go from there. And I would also rather be playing Wild Instincts, which I'm going to take on this pick. Blood Curse Knight is very good with the enchantments. Consecrated by Blood is an enchantment, so if you put that on the Blood Curse Knight, you've made your own Baneslayer Angel. Pretty cool. And you can actually do a Baneslayer Angel on turn 4 with that. So, yeah, pretty good. It's like kind of scary in the same deck, or in the same pack. Guardian Automaton is cool. I actually like it a lot. 4 mana for a 3/3 is always okay, but then you also gain 3 life when you trade off with it. I mean, that's pretty awesome. But we're going to take the Wild Instincts, obviously. Nothing else here. I mean, I can do a lot of talking, but... So, here we might actually take the Necromantic Summons. There's really not much else that I would hate out of here. This card can be pretty good. Like if the Killer Call the Fed or something, we can get it back and it becomes an 8/8 if we have a Spell Mastery. Pretty good. I'm gonna go ahead and take that. I think the Fetid Imp here might be better than the other Gorger, although I wouldn't mind another big fatty creature with all of our Guilders, but I think they'll be okay by themselves because they get pumped. I can burn somebody out with a Shaman. I think the early 2-drop with Death Touch is a little bit better. Not a huge fan of Gather the Pack if you just miss. You wasted 5 cards. Guardian Automaton, probably not going to take. Maybe I will take it. Nothing else in that pack, unfortunately. Wow. So we got it. Yeah, we're gonna take it. Jiragas Invocation. 1, 2. I don't even know what pick this is, but it's super late, and I love it. Nothing to see here. Nothing good for sideboard even, really. I guess maybe we'll just hate the flyers. Might have a tough time with flyers. Speaking of hating against flyers, got a great sideboard card for flyers too. Another flyer. I'm gonna take the reward now out. I guess I'll take the Infernal Scarring here. Nothing else seems to be. Another flyer. Hate that. Hopefully everything will be on the ground all day, every day. So we're going to have to make some cuts. Still not 100% sure about the Read the Bones or the Necromantic Summons. Well, actually, I'm probably not going to play the Bloodsucker. So in the 5 mana slot, playing the Summons probably will be good. Some of these cuts are going to be tough. Like, I'm not gonna main deck the Aerial Volley. Sort by converted mana cost. So we're not gonna main deck the Aerial Volley or the Caustic Caterpillar. Okay. Don't want the Bloodsucker. Okay, so we're 26 cards. Here's the question. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 elves. Do I play the Gnarlroot Trapper and the Thornbow Archer? I think I play the Trapper because I can attack him with an elf and leave this back. It's the black version of Anointer Champions, although Anointer Champions works on any attacking creature, and this is just for elves, which is very narrow and unfortunate. So I think Gnarlroot Trapper also is a ramp spell for elves. But I do not know about the Thornbow Archer. I did take out the Mantle of Webs, Caterpillar, Aerial Volley, Bloodsucker, and I think I may. So if I take out the Hitchclaw Recluse and the Thornbow Archer, it gives us a good split. A lot of 2-drops, some 3-drops, but we may skip from 2 to 4, and that gives us the Dwynen or the Sunworld Alpha. So that's actually okay that we don't have as many 3s, because with the 3 Leaf Guilders and the Trapper, there's a good chance we can play Dwynen on turn 3. So I think this might be the deck. I love the Kothafed, love the Jiraga Invocation with all the elves, and we're going to see how this works. I'm going to go ahead and add some basic lands. Didn't get anything special as far as the lands are concerned. It's suggesting 9/8. That's probably right. Yeah, I don't really see. The only thing I maybe could do 10/7, but remember that Gnarlroot Trapper taps for green mana, not for black mana, so the double black with the Kothafed and Unholy Hunger are going to have to come from land, so 9/8 is probably correct. Only double green spells are Dwynen and Jiraga's Invocation, and we have the 3 Guilders, so green's probably the least of our worries. So we're going to do the 9/8. And this looks, I mean, I'm excited. I actually built the elf deck. I don't know how often that happens, so I've never actually seen it. It might be terrible. I have to watch the other videos and find out, but I'm actually excited to see how it works. So I'm actually pretty happy that it kind of came together that way. So we're going to see what happens. We're going to go submit this and kind of go from there. All right, see you guys in a bit.